see here if we can. There we go. Yep, and turn it around here like that, and hopefully we will be running. So now, of course, it's the first in the month, and my glasses, the little. Well, anyway, so in regards to the coconut tip, and I just took a coconut, for example, here, coconut milk on what do you call these caps? No, what do we call them? I don't know, metal things, and all that, and you can just put a straw. A straw in it, and fix it up and all that. Oh, I actually found interesting, on the floor. Oh well, anyway. No. Oh, there we go. So any case, first thing, of course, in regards of coconut, is to find someone that is low in sugar. Now there's different cans. So that was the word in English. There's different cans in out there. And have different consistence. What do we call it? Different. Some are very, 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 very. Hard, or what do you call it? The consistency is not so fluid. The opposite of fluid. It becomes really creamy. That's the word in English. It becomes very creamy, and but this is pretty good in regards of fluidness and all that, to use it as a drink, and that's the idea of it. So it's 0.4 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters, and of course I'm running the Doc Kaufman Zero diet in some sense, so I'm very, 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 very low on sugar, and mostly my diet consists of red meat, and a little here and a little there of other things that is very low in sugar, because just a little bit of sugar can it seems to be getting better, and it seems to actually be conquering territory in some sense, or area. It seems like the fungus is on retreat, and hopefully it will continue to do that. That would be awesome. But I have my second round of diflucan, and I'm still doing a lot of other antifungals, natural antifungals, and all that. But and I did get my there's like grapefruit extract things, pills from England, and berberine as well from England as well. And thereby I only need the diflucan, which my white coat, spouter has given me with some, what do you call it? Some, not being totally satisfied, it seems, by giving me this thing, but he gave in, and at least I didn't need to use so much energy as I did the first time. At least it seems like he has understood that it's not something up here that is wrong, So at least, but it did take a longer time than I'd hoped for in regards of the diflucan. I'd hoped, I would have thought it was totally, but it had taken a lot longer. I was on it for 4 weeks, nearly 27 days, and I was on a, big dose. Started out with 2 times 400 milligrams of diflucan the first day, the loading dose, and then I took 400 the next day, so that was 27 days in total. I have some milk thistle capsules as well. I do have some other support for the liver, active liver, that was pretty expensive, but whatever, it's actually still, it seems to be there for a long time. So yeah, anyway, I have some vitamin pills and all that, some standard vitamin pills, and some B vitamins and whatever, nice statin I have as well from Germany. So here we have, again, a coconut thing. Let's get back to the topic. So this is a coconut, and you just shake it up a little before you actually open it. Now, one thing that is a problem with coconut, at least when you are living in Denmark, is that they can get kind of cold when they just stand in the shop or whatever and all that. And thereby, the problem is that the fat, settles on either side, or and it's not really in the drink itself. That's which is a problem. And then you have this, and you're trying to swirl it around. It's not really a good thing. So what you do is you take this one when you get them home, and you try, and you can just maybe hear that it's not so good. Now this is good. Well, now you can't really, because it's not. But anyway, what you do is what do you call it? What is it called? This, the heating thing and all that. So what you do is take this and just put it on the heating, thing that normally heats up. I guess if you can't stand it on the top of it or whatever, you can just maybe stand it close, or maybe at the bottom, like on the floor close to the radiator. That was the word of English. So you just, let it stand close to the radiator, and it will heat it up, of course, and the heat will make the fat fluid, and thereby, what is it called in science? That's solid and fluid, and you have gas. Oh yeah, that's so. Instead of being solid, it becomes fluid, and thereby it's easily shaken up and all that, and thereby when you open it, you don't have any problems, and thereby you have a nice drink, instead of all that other bullshit that is out there, low in sugar, antifungal because it's coconut. I looked at these things, coconut thing, and I bought it, and then I looked, and there's like huge amount of sugar, and I'm like, no way, that's no go, at least for now. Maybe later on, when I, get down the road, but at the moment, no. And this was even worse. This is finer coconut. What do you call it? Coconut. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. In English, what do you call it in English? I don't know. But this thing, you can make bread, and replacement of bread, you can use this. But this was even more in regards to sugar. It has like, let's see here, 15.5 grams of sugar per 100 grams. You have to be kidding me. Absolutely no go. And this one was 7.4. So this is a lot better, but still, it's, compared to what I'm going for and all that, it's, in my book, it still, seems, a little too much. Anyway, so this one, the problem is the oil. I have some coconut oil. This is coconut oil, and of course that's 0 sugar, and that's nice and all that, but I just don't like the taste. I really don't like the taste. Of course, when you put it in food, you can actually do so you can make it not taste like coconut fat anymore and all that, but I do use it, but a little here and a little there for the antifungal things and all that, but olive oil seems to actually be but that's, I guess, apparently they, you have some suggesting that they use coconut oil on their things down below the belt and all that, and I'm like, it just doesn't, it seems it feels strange. So I would suggest olive oil in regards to that. That's just much better in regards of, and that's said to be antifungal as well. And usually, if you buy olives, I sometimes get olives in oil, and then you have some oil anyway, so you can use it for that. Yeah. In any case, to whatever, to use down there if you want to do that. So again, there's different, different taste as well, different consistency, and in regards to differences in regards to sugar. There's really, you can really find someone that has like nearly 3 grams of sugar per 100 milliliter, and this has 0.4 grams of sugar per milliliter. And I just want to go as low on sugar as possible. I know there's some different things that is said to be put into these things that you need to keep away from and all that. And I must say, at the moment, I just bother with the sugar thing, and I haven't checked them all. Of course, I don't want them halal. If it has a halal thing on it, I'm a no-go. I don't want any prayer to a false god on any food. So I keep away from that as well. Even if one of the product that I think 2 maybe or 3 products that I had from a Thailand shop at some point in the past, I think 2 of the 3 actually ended up having a halal sticker, and I was like, no, 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 no. But anyway, let's turn it around, and I'm sorry about in regards to my kitchen. It is a mess. It's really a mess, but you know, that's what it is. And there you go, you know, it's a mess. Anyway, this has here and there, and I could probably, but you know, we have more messy things here and over there and all that. It's a mess. I'm really struggling to get down in regards to this. And it is, yeah, it's a mess. I know. It looks, yeah, you know, the food is sculpting over and all that. So every time I fix it, you know, I make it because I forget the food, and it's just so many things to fix and all that. And I'm having hard time to keeping all the balls in the air without dropping some. And anyway, so what you do, just open it. You know, I'm shaking it and open it. Maybe I should, can I? No, I can't hold it. It's a little hard with one hand, you know. Okay, oh, no, I can't see that. Okay, so let's try again. It's a little, one-handed is a little difficult, you know. Usually you do it with 2 hands. Oh my, there you go, there you see. You know, it's a mess in the kitchen. It's a complete mess. It would be nice with a woman that could take care of the kitchen, you know, but of course women in our days don't want to be in the kitchen, you know, and of course they get sick because they can't handle. Anyway, I'll just drop it, and I'll just fix it with 2 hands here. There we go. So as you can see, we have a pretty nice, you know, consistency, and you don't have any fat on top of it. And the idea is then just to, you know, besides being antifungal already and having a little sugar, is to take some essential oils. Yes, and I just bought some essential oils yesterday. Let's see if we can take them all. Some good essential oils. And some of them is said to be antifungal. Now, peppermint, I don't know about if it's antifungal, but I use peppermint to, I love that, you know. I have a thing, you know, I know Doc Kaufman from Know the Cause loves peppermint as well, and I do too. You know, I haven't really tried the tea that he's drinking, but what I love to do is take like a bottle and just have it with me, and just, you know, fix it up. And this is just pure essential oil. This is where they say no go, because again, let's see if we can. What they say is like, warning on the bottle, warning, warning, warning. Oh, you have to be careful, right? That's what they say. They, you know, oh, you know, it's so dangerous and all that. Anyway, so that is what they, you know, they fix all these, you know, red things and all that. What I do is just to take my hand here and just drop a little drop, and just a little on the finger here, and then, and you get this powerful breath. Wonderful breath in regards to, you know, I've used it for years and years and years. I started using it when I was very young, actually, in some sense, because there was these you know, I don't know, in regards to if you're sick, you know, you could take them and they had peppermint in them, and you could, you know, the thing is, if you took a lot of these, you know, things and you chew them up, so you get this, you know, this, you know, really great, and I got kind of, what shall we say, I love that, you know, I just love so I found out that if you take peppermint, it's cost less, and it gives a much more powerful blow, or whatever you know, different kinds. I bought 3 different kinds. There's one other I wanted to try. There is a little difference in the taste and all that, and I'm not entirely sure which one I actually like the most. And I'm already on red letters, and you know, on the money is a problem, you know, apparently resources is a problem. But anyway, I have to focus on the health before focusing on the resources. So it's not going so good in that direction. I did give a what shall we say, a little influx, you know, as a present, you know, as a winter present, you know, whatever you want to call it. So that helped me little, you know, over to get above the, you know, go into black numbers again. Now, of course, I'm in red numbers again. But anyway, that's just whatever. So I got some thyme or thyme oil, I think you call it. And as I understand it, thyme oil is antifungal. And that was yesterday. And oregano oil I've tried before. It's a pretty powerful oil, and of course it has all the warnings and all that again. But oh, you shouldn't take it, full strength and all that. Again, you can just taste it, and it is really powerful. and if you actually think it's too powerful, what you can do is because that was kind of powerful. But what you can do is just to but again, there's so many oils out there, and in regards of oregano oil, they tend to dilute the oregano oil. When I bought a lot of different kinds of oregano oil in the past, there you go. So just to take the worst of the oregano oil, but that was a pretty powerful oregano oil, which of course is good. We want it to be powerful. It's not diluted, it seems, that's for sure. But anyway, and it shouldn't be. But a lot of the oregano oil I ordered at that point, a lot of them were, it didn't say that they were, that they were actually mixed up with olive oil or whatever and all that, and many of them was. Now, I did find one oregano oil that was very powerful from Hellas. That was my favorite, and I should really get another one of those. I don't know if I have the bottle someplace, but Hellas made this wonderful product of oregano, which was pretty powerful. And I must say, this one I've gotten from a Danish company is pretty powerful as well. Apparently, I don't have the thing here. But anyway, the thing from Denmark is actually pretty powerful as well. That's, I must say. I don't know which one of them is more powerful. I would have to have both of them. But I must say, this from Denmark is not bad. That's pretty good. But anyway, it's oregano, that's for sure. But they put all these, warning stickers on them and this and that, and you can, if you get it in the tracked and whatever, and you can apparently get issues and all that. Of course, you should take care in regards of, in the beginning to check if you're not getting a reaction from the things and all that. But anyway, so, and again, thymian oil, again, warnings on it and so forward. Apparently there's some food grade thing where they have some standards if it's used for food and all that. Yeah, well, I don't know if these are actually, I think this one is not. This is geranium. That is not food grade, but apparently I think they could make it food grade, but I think it's more expensive for them to make it food grade. But it's 100% natural, essential oil, and I'm like, what could be the big difference in regards of food grade, and I don't know, whatever. But the idea is then to, the idea is to just take the oils. These are, apparently thyme oil, which in Danish apparently thymian. And we have geranium oil. I think that's some of the same name in English, which is also said to be a powerful antifungal. I haven't really researched much in regards of thyme, but thyme, apparently people seem to, instead of, if you're going to take it orally, they tend to not want, they, instead of suggesting this, geranium, they suggest this one, thymian or thyme. But I've looked into this and trying to figure out, can you actually take this geranium or, oral and all that, and it's made from a flower that is eatable. So if the flower is eatable, I'm like, okay, if the flower is eatable, I shouldn't have any problem with it, should I? So I've looked a little around and, found a little information and all that, and I have tried it out, and I'm not dead, so that's good. And oregano oil, of course, I know. And then, of course, we can take, I guess we'll take one of the big bottles in regards of these are all tree peppermint and all that. And again, I just use it to freshen my breath. I love it. And this one, of course, is a little bottle and easy to have in your coat or in your bag or whatever. And you just have it along. And if you feel like it, and you also make it smell pretty good in the what do you call it, the place where you are, you know. I have heard reactions from people, where they are sitting a long way from me, and I just took a single drop or something like that on the hand and took it in the mouth, and you have the smell of peppermint in the room or around you, and people tend to react in regards to that. So it's pretty powerful, and I guess you give. It's always nice with some peppermint. I love peppermint anyway. So what you do is, I'll just open this. This is the generium oil, which it smells. I don't know how it smells actually. It's actually, maybe I should actually see if we could get the camera where I have all 3 cameras on. The problem is it has a way of closing it down, and hopefully it doesn't close the online thing here. Are we still rolling? Sometimes it closes it down, of course. So anyway, here we go, and let's see mode, multi-view. There we go. And now that there we go. The mobile will get pretty heated, but okay, let's see there and there, and let's take this one. Yeah, that seems to be pretty good. So we can now see a little zoom and apparently my feet down there. And let's see, I'm not holding it, so we are okay. So we have geranium oil, and smells. I don't know. It smells differently for sure. Apparently, this active thing that should be antifungal is in it's not only the geranium oil that it's in, there's also apparently others. I don't know if it's the same thing with the thyme, if it's actually one of the active components in the thyme oil, but thyme you can eat as well, right? It's used as a food thing, right? So what you do, in regards to the essential oils, right? You can do like this and just put it down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. I'm just trying. I'm still trying this out. But the idea is there. You get the idea, and then you can try different things. And search things for yourself. I'm thinking you should be able to make a very powerful antifungal mixture with this. And it seems the coconut oil is very good with the fat as well, with the essential oil or the oil. Of course, there's already some kind of fat in but it seems like it's very actually easy to shake it up in the coconut. And then we have thyme oil, and we'll just open that. I don't know if I can do it one-handed. I'm not as strong as it was in the past because I'm not working. Trying to, there we go. So I'm not sure. It doesn't taste. It doesn't smell that powerful compared to the other. I don't know if I can just... and there we go with the closure. Very annoying. Very, very annoying that it does that on I don't know if I need to reset it and all that. Or if it actually... Yeah, it seems... Yeah, it's resetting the things, It's the insanity of technology and stupidity, making it automatically close down. So the timian is actually, it does taste pretty, anyway, a little powerful. Anyway, and what do you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Anyway, whatever. And just put that in. And I would think, again, multiple antifungals seems to be very, seems to be the best thing to battle fungus, right? So I'm thinking, maybe one could actually make a very, very... And by the way, this is oregano oil. And I would think that one could make a very, very powerful mixture with this. And of course, you have the coconut as well, which is antifungal as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And... then we want some peppermint with it, right? Maybe, last time I did 5. Maybe I should try 10. Just to give a little more flavor, peppermint flavor. But, you know, you could probably do less and all that. I'm just, you know, I'm just trying things out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be more than enough for sure. It should be pretty, pretty, pretty. You know, there should be a lot of flavors. And let's just take another straw. You know, I also have a glass straw somewhere, which I usually use. Actually, it's over here, but it's you know, you know, I need to clean it up and all that. But that's the glass straw I usually use, and they sadly tend to break. But you know, you can have another resend for free. You know, besides needing to pay the cost of getting it into the nation. But of course, if you live in the U.S., then it's not a problem, of course. Oh, we have a closure again. This is very, very annoying. You know, I never asked the mobile to close down, and yet it does it because this is insanity, you know, land apparently. And I'm getting so tired of it, but that's just how it is, you know. It's very annoying. So what you do is just, you know, take this one and just up. And there you go. Look at that. And it's just the oil just, you know, goes directly into the coconut easily. And in the coconut mixture. And just, you know, really quickly become part of it. I mean, it seems very... Yeah. Oh my. Again, essential oils are very powerful things and all that, and can vary. So again, maybe I took a little too much here. But anyway, whatever. Again, just a little and just a little, you know, here over, and if you can find some flavors that you like, right? If you have something that you like the flavor of and can flavor the coconut with, you know, if one can find something that really, really, you know, do it. And there you go. There you go with my drink. And maybe we can just change the camera here. And there we go. Maybe do woo. And so how you can do it. Well, yeah. Different flavors for sure. I was the peppermint was there for sure, and so you have different flavors. Again, I guess one should be careful of getting too much and all that, and but one could try, you know, a little, you know, probably maybe just one drop or something like that, or you know, whatever, you know. I'm kind of always going overboard. That's my issue. I have a way of just, you know, let's get it on, right? You know, and sometimes I get into a mess in regards to that, but that's just the way I, you know, and I shouldn't really do it like that because, you know, I should be more careful. So I know Doc Kaufman, he has the other way of going around it, which is a lot smarter, but in that sense, guess I'm stupid. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's I don't, you know, it's actually, I don't really taste it that much. Maybe it's because of some of the other essential oils that I've had on my nose and my, you know, having touch, you know, you have to be careful of the essential oil. You know, essential oil can be pretty powerful. In regards, for example, of the peppermint, if you get it into your eyes, that's just horrible. And I've done that a good amount of time in my life where I do something and, you know, fix it on the hand and forget about that I use the hand for the peppermint, and then I, you know, fix my eyes, and there you go. You know, you begin to, you can. We're closing down again apparently. You can get into a mode where you begin to cry because it gets the juices flowing for sure, and so just be careful of that. I haven't died of anything in regards of getting it in my eyes, but you know, I wouldn't suggest it. Just a little of peppermint in the eyes can really stir things up, and but I haven't had any overall problems with it, and all the danger things. Of course, I guess you should be careful in regards of essential oils, right? But I haven't died of of using peppermint and all that, and all these things where they write that it's it's so dangerous in regards of getting in your. Do we have anyone dying of it? Or maybe if someone is what do you call it? If they're allergic to it or whatever, But as long as you're not allergic to it, it doesn't seem to be a problem. At least I haven't died, and I've used it for years, and actually in the beginning there was not all these warning signs on it, but nowadays there's all these warning signs. And I'm not sure if I would have done it in the past if there was these warning signs, but there wasn't any warning signs in the past, and still there are some bottles that are not warning signs on, So I'm not. I guess maybe it's a Danish thing or something like that, because this one has no warning signs on it, and this one has no warning signs on it either. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's in regards of not drinking the whole bottle, but of course, anyone should have brain enough not to just swallow the whole essential oil of, the bottle, That would of course be very, very stupid, But just in regards of drops and all that, doesn't seem to be a. So anyway, that's the tip, I guess. It has a lot. It's just the ground area in some sense. This I haven't. This could be. There's a lot of possibilities in regards to this. I haven't tried that many variations. Pretty much haven't tried much. But it's the beginning of something. That other people maybe could build on. And if we can find we already have where there are different antifungals which are powerful that people know about, and maybe in regards of just if you can find 10 different antifungal things and you drop one drop of every one of them in in it or something like that, you could have, and maybe actually having it taste wise be pretty good. You could have it as a drink, right? And you could still get the antifungals in your body to attack the fungi. And if you have 10 different or whatever, maybe 7 or whatever, different antifungals, they should be working pretty good. And if you're taking it daily because you like it, So there's still room for improvement for sure in regards to this. And again, I don't have so many resources, actually. I don't have any, actually. Besides red letters. But of course, every time I buy something when I'm in red letters, I just get, the number just increases. So, that might be a good thing. No, God. Anyway, but again, I'm more concerned in regards of health and, in regards to the numbers at the moment. And, But I have tried some of these coconuts, where they are very, very creamy. So again, you have to try different ones of those. And if you're concerned about, things that is, which I was absolutely, and I guess I'm still concerned in regards of where they put things in it but at the moment it's just the sugar, and we have closed down automatically again. Because of stupidity, they haven't even made a feature so you can turn it off. It's just stupid. And it's typically these, a feature that no one have asked about, and yet they fixed the feature, right? And they don't make a way to, turn it off. So, see, there's that little hair up there after the. I think I need to just take that off. But anyway, at the new moon, I usually, that usually is the time for taking off my hair and, fixing my nails and all that. And it helps me to, know where we are in the month or month. So, it's a man-made thing, but, it's not commanded in the Bible and all that. But just a way to help me, it's like when the nails begin to break and all that, I'll begin to get pretty. I know I'm at the end of the month, and then of course you have to, you're preparing for the next month and all that. Anyway, So that's more like a biblical, I have a lot of things, so I'm just trying to make it easier for myself. Oh, apparently there's something in regards to a hand here. So yeah, but that was the coconut tip in regards of, and this is just the groundwork in some sense. Another tip that I found out in regards of being on antifungal diet and all that is, if you use, oh well, this is out of the box, of course. This is my, gonna see if we can turn it around. So this is my grounded meat, which is it's not slaughtered to Allah and all that. So this is the grounded meat. I'm just going to eat that, But the idea is that if you have things of antifungal nature, different spices, for example, I can't remember what this is called, cucumber, whatever. I don't really like it actually, but if you just put a little in it, you don't really taste it. But you be really, really careful. And of course, some pepper apparently is set to make it more available for the body and all that. Oregano, like in regards of, spice and, different things, whatever you want to put in of antifungals. What you can do is just to have a bowl like this, and you put the spices in the bowl, and garlic, for example, as well. If you want some garlic, which is also said to be antifungal and all that, garlic. And as I understand it, you just need to make it stand for 10 to 15 minutes to make it release the antifungal components. Not sure what happens in regards of when it actually being heated, but you also have gloves, or I haven't really used them much, but it's a possibility, and of course, some cayenne pepper, and which is also said to be antifungal. I'm not sure how much antifungal it is, but a little, and I like the spicing of it, just not too much, because it has to come out on the other end, and you don't want to have you don't want to be hurting when you go to the toilet, right? Anyway, that's so. But it is nice, I love the taste, but I hate the when it comes out. I actually have some problem. I think I need to take this. There's some hairs as well. Oh well, that's just how. Anyway, so that's another tip. You can you put it in the bowl, and the spices that you want. Just don't put too many, because I've tried it, and you get more like a spicy. This is annoying. This is really annoying with this. But you can get a really where it tastes of. It doesn't really taste so much of meat, and of course I like the taste of meat. So be careful of not putting too much in it. Although it does seem to keep the moisture in the meat as well. But so the moisture doesn't get out on the plate and all that when you warm it up. But again, don't put too much spices in it. But again, a little bit here and a little bit there and all that. And if you can fix it into your diet and actually find some good combinations, which is also taste-wise pretty good, right? That's another tip that I've figured out. Again, which is still on the low level, so that can be built on this thing to expand on it and find more antifungals, and just again, I'm a man, and I want things to be easy, and just easy pretty much, because I have so many other things to do, and I just I want it to be as easy as possible. Just so what you do is just take the meat in the bowl and just begin to mash it up with the spices, and make a steak out of it, and there you go, put it on the pan. And but again, be careful of not putting too much of spices into it. Of course, it's actually I have different places where it really doesn't look good. Apparently that's I didn't do a good job apparently this time. Anyway, but the thing is, you can then get your some of the antifungals into your diet directly as a food source, and and again, if you can make it taste good as well, that's a win-win situation, right? That was two tips that I had, I guess. Yeah. We have another. Let's just take the other camera app. But it's really annoying that you have something that doesn't work out of the box. It's just these great crazy daisy things that are in, that you get. Another thing is in regards of water. You can, as you can see here, like this. There's still sitting some coal in this, and I did use the coal for some time ago. But anyway, I have these bottles that are having a pretty good opening in the top, but usually they're used for tomato things and all that, and there's sugar in it, so I haven't dared buy, a tomato thing and all that. Maybe I can use it for fermenting or something like that, so the sugar goes out. That's an idea anyway that I have. And in regards of beets, beets are also said to be pretty good, right? And fermenting beets and all that, so you still have the living culture and all that. But I'm thinking maybe you can actually do it with the tomato sauce, with the beets. And I haven't tried it out, but maybe you need a more quick starter for it, in regards of actually having some really good bacteria, maybe from some sauerkraut and all that. But, that's an idea as well. In regards of it, getting some beets, and that by you could get some, who doesn't love beet in regards of the thing you buy in the shop, but of course all the good bacteria are dead there. But anyway, a good bottle with a good opening. This one, I got this from when I ordered resveratrol and other things and cinnamon products and all that. But what I do is, and here we have another with some water in it. But what you do is, for example, cinnamon. And cinnamon is said to be antifungal as well. Now, this is the so-called false cinnamon, which is utterly bullshit as far as my research goes. And in regards of all this, nonsense apparently in regards of liver damage, they actually tested it on mouse, and this is one single test. And then they banged down the doors at the bakeries, saying that they're not allowed to use too much cinnamon. Well, anyway, so this is the cassia form of cinnamon. And this is the, what is it called? Ceylon cinnamon. And if you taste it, this doesn't taste much like, it doesn't taste much like any, compared to the other one. The thing is, okay, let's rub this on the floor again. Okay. The thing is, the taste is actually in the so-called thing that is said to give liver damage and all that. In mouse, by the way. I asked them, it's in Germany, I asked them about the research and all that, and they never wrote back to me. Of course, I could try calling them and annoy them a little. I'm so tired of bullshitters, And I know that in regards to that research, it's not always, it's not always, what shall we say, honest, to say the least. But what you can do, and also with what do you call it, oregano and whatever, whatever you have of a spice that, and maybe a little cayenne pepper or whatever. What you do is just put it in, this, we can actually have, let's just have a. And let's go to the 3 cameras again. So, what you can do is, now these are just things that I've, a little over time, trying different things out and having, trying to find things that, made it easier for me and where I can get some antifungals and so yeah, again, it doesn't look good in regards to the kitchen. I know, it's just too bad, it's, get over it. Anyway, if you want to come and clean, it's okay, you're more than, anyway, so let's see here, there we go, and we got there, and we got, this is annoying, you can't even save this last setting that you used. So what you do is, for example, take this, and by the way, this is actually, the so-called fake cinnamon is actually cheaper than the so-called real cinnamon. Of course, it's all bullshit because both of them are cinnamon, and just 2 different variations of cinnamon, or species, or whatever you want to call it, So what you do is, you just take, for example, a spoon here, and going up there, and you be careful enough dropping it, and you put it in there. Now you want the little water to actually be at the bottom, because what you can do then is to take the thing here and close it, And of course, 2 seconds, I'll just take 2 hands just to be sure that it's good closed, you know. There we go. And, I saved something. Okay, so what you can do now that it's in the bottom, you just give it a shake. And the cinnamon, you know, the problem is if you just put it in the bottle and you put water in it, the cinnamon have a way of, you know, we don't want to lose these things because some of these things that you know are expensive, right? Now, of course, the cinnamon is not that expensive, but still, you can see when you actually put water in it, it just it flies out of the bottle pretty much, some of it. And we don't want to do that. So have a little water in the bottle before you actually put it in there and then shake it up. And what you do afterwards, you just fill the rest of the bottle up with water. There we go. And so we have the thing. Oh, of course, it's a little hard to see. But anyway, so now we have not a fully full bottle, but, you know, more full bottle. And you just give it another shake. And you can also put a resveratrol and all that, you know. I found out that you just need to not use too much resveratrol because then you get to the toilet. But there you go. And I did the same thing with the coal. There's still some marks of coal on this. But of course, in regards of the active coal, which sounds like a pretty good idea to actually take and doesn't have sugar in it. But the thing is, I'm going to take diflucan and all that. So after I've taken the diflucan, you know, I'll begin to take the coal again. But the thing is, you know, diflucan is synthetic, and thereby, if you take the coal, as far as I understand it, if you take the coal with the diflucan might just be taken away from the body by the coal, because the coal absorbs everything that is unnatural to the body, and diflucan is unnatural. You know, so, but anyway, that's pretty much, and of course we're closing this bullshit down again. I'm just it's just annoying, you know, technology working against you, and it's on so many levels. And of course, those big companies always make issues for people, you know, so here we go. Just, you know, shake it up and you have a drink. And actually, cinnamon, you know, that's the thing. I've tested different cinnamons, and the old version is just the best. Now, in regards of candy, there's another tip, by the way. Instead of candy, I use this. These are gloves, and you know, you can see the image of it and all that. It's gloves. And these gloves, this is what they use when the pagan New Year, the pagan Christmas and Yule, or whatever you want to call it, is coming around, the winter solstice and all that. You know, people have a way of using gloves. But these small packages are perfect to have along, you know, in your bag or in your jacket or whatever, for a little snack. Yabby, yabby, yabby. And it's, as far as I read, it's #1 in phenols, which I can't remember what does, but they do something positive, if I remember correctly. They're #1 in antioxidants. They're antibacterial, antifungus, and if you have any pain in your mouth, they help you with that. And of course, they might give you a better breath overall as well. So what I do is take them and just chew them up before I swallow them. Now, apparently I've heard, you know, that was on Doug Kaufman. He talks about them actually spitting them out. And I'm like, why would you spit them out? You know, you want to have all the effect go down through your gut system, right? But anyway, so I chew them up, and I remember, you know, reading in regards of essential oils that, oh, you know, you should be careful and this and that. I both, you know, eaten a huge amount of these gloves and been taking the essential oil as well, because I still had a bottle after I didn't have more of this, and you know, okay, let's just use the bottle, and I haven't had any problems with that. So that's just my experience anyway. I don't know, maybe some, you know, might get into issues. I haven't had any issues. There seems to be a lot of scare tactics in regards to the healthy things that actually can help us against fungus in this world. And then, of course, they're promoting all the unhealthy things. You know, it's just upside down in this world. It's like, you know, the natural, suppliers of natural remedies against fungus and all that, they get attacked. This guy that sold me this bag in Denmark, he got fined by the Food Administration. Yeah, those that that don't want us to have real Jew milk. Real Jew living Jew milk. I can't even get raw milk in Denmark. I need to travel over 100 kilometers to get raw milk, which, is just insane, because milk, coming out of a cow naturally, apparently is just, the most evil thing that you can drink, But on every corner you can buy what? Soda pops, you can buy alcohol and all that. But raw milk, oh, that's of the devil apparently. Well, if there's anything wrong with the milk coming out of the cow, maybe you're not treating the cow correctly. But no. Let's just ruin the milk even more, right? Because, feeding them food that are not natural to a cow and, fixing them in like, fixing them, in a unnatural environment and giving them antibiotics, fungus poison and whatever else of stupidities and pushing them to the limit of giving milk in regards of quantity before quality. And then when the milk comes out and there might be some problems of it, let's just ruin it more with a Hitler treatment. So you destroy enzymes, vitamins, and the good bacteria. And apparently the bad bacteria, even if they die, they tend to come back. But the good bacteria doesn't seem to come back. So the bad bacteria, just grows. Anyway, so we just ruin everything in this world. And of course, the Food Administration just defend this, ruining of food. And so they were, again, I got into a conflict with them again. And I wrote a, angry letter at them again, I'm just so sick and tired of these guys. They're just, I'm running into them. I'm trying to get some healthy things and all that. And all the healthy things are just, closed door. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, but you can get all the crap food and all the crap sugary thing and the, what is called the, all the, what do you call it when they have made the product for you and all that. Which have a lot of weird things that you don't want. Anyway, so berberine is antifungal as well, and I've read researches that it's working with diflucan. Even if the fungi, the Candida albicans, even if the Candida albicans it has become resistant to diflucan, it still works with the berberine. Now, even if the fungi have become resistant to berberine still works with the diflucan. So they're working in in unison or synergistically, as they call it, in the doctor language. They're working together to attack the fungi. So if you take both things at the same time, it should kill it. It shouldn't be able to become resistant because the diflucan does one thing and the berberine another thing. And the diflucan, even if the fungi doesn't get killed by the diflucan still stops the production of, what is it called? Anyway, it stopped the fungi from producing these things that the berberine attacks. And the only defense the fungus have against the berberine is to produce more. But when the diflucan then stops the production of this, even if it doesn't kill the fungi anymore, well, then the berberine then kills it, So they are working together to kill the fungi. And I don't know if it goes quicker or slower. It might go slower and all that. But anyway, and of course, these different essential oils that I've looked into, what do you call it? Not oregano, geranium. I saw this Danish woman that seems to be a little like Doc Kaufman now. A Danish Doc Kaufman in some sense, not entirely, but at least she is more in that she is looking into fungi. So she does know something of fungi, and she does have a portal. I found out what you need to pay for, and I really love Doc Kaufman for that. That he just gives the information for free to people and help people. That's and in regards of, pointing to products that people can then get, I don't have a problem with that. It's still, I think he's pretty open in regards to these things. And again, he's still giving the information out for free in regards of the diet and all that. And of course, he has some books and all that one can buy and all that. But that's still, extra in some sense, right? You can still get a huge amount of information for free from Doc Kaufman. Now, I do understand that he's a Roman papist and all that, and hopefully he would turn around from that. But, as long as one, spit out the bones and chew the meat, and eat the meat, then everything is good, I think. I really, he really knows a huge amount on the thing of the fungi, I think he's the number one source on the whole internet, helping people on this subject. And this is just wonderful. So, as long as you just spit out the Roman bones, that comes around here and there, it's you can taste the essential oils for sure, but it actually doesn't taste peppermint, the peppermint really takes a little over here, but I did also put 10 drops in it, so but I like peppermint, so that's no problem. Anyway, and you have a little of the other taste and all that. Again, you could do different combinations, I get, it's just the imagination that says, I have so many essential oils out there. We just need to find out what we actually, which is, there's some of the essential oils that is said to be poisonous if you take them in, I really, it's really hard to figure out because those, the good guys in some those actually selling natural products are not allowed to say what these products can do, because then they get the, so-called health administrations after them and all that, and get fined and get closed and so forward. So the people that actually know something about it are not allowed to talk about it. Which is, Satan turning things upside down, the remedies that God has given us to, I remember in regards of the tree of life, right? And they're using the leaves, right, of the tree in regard. It seems to be, when you figure out that some of the leaves, I remember in regards to hearing about these people that was, I don't know where I got it from. Maybe Doc Kaufman talked about it. I'm not sure. But, or maybe I found an article someplace on the internet. But, you have reading so many things, right? So it's hard to. But the thing is, these guys was eating olive leaves. They were chewing on olive leaves, and they never got diabetes. So why would it be that they never got diabetes? Well, I'm thinking like the olive leaves, of course, is antifungal, right? We know that the olive leaves are antifungal. So could it have anything to do with that? Well, anyway. So here you go with the cinnamon thing, and just before you're drinking it, you can just shake it up. And again, resveratrol doesn't taste of anything, so just don't take too much, because you get to the toilet if you take too much, apparently. Again, I need to try the grape thing, if I can find pure grape resveratrol, and see if I would still need to go to the toilet. Maybe I just took too much, overall. I took way much more than it was suggested, on the... But, that's me, like, just let's get it on, But anyway, so you just... And it tastes like... It tastes like cinnamon. And it doesn't taste bad, actually. It tastes pretty good. So, you can get antifungals into your diet on many levels, in many ways. Now, again, the so-called real cinnamon doesn't have the same taste. You need to, it doesn't have the taste of the so-called unnatural. Now, one thing I would like to try, the cassia cinnamon is, if you get them in these sticks, The acacia is like 2 or 3 millimeters. And so you can see the difference in regards of acacia and Ceylon. I think it's Ceylon, isn't it? Ceylon. I think it's Ceylon. They called it the so-called true cinnamon. Ceylon. Let's see. Do they have? No, they don't. Oh, Ceylon. Yeah, Ceylon cinnamon. So the Ceylon cinnamon is very small pieces of bark, and we're losing the camera again. This is getting really. I'm so annoyed of it, but can't really do much about it. Using another program I can. But anyway, so the acacia, which actually is also the cinnamon, as far as I can see, that is actually talked about in the Bible, not the other one. So they might call it fake cinnamon, but it is from it is cinnamon. It's just different species or different variations of cinnamon. Now, the acacia cinnamon have much more of this thing that they say give liver cancer to mice, not humans. They're talking about I don't have is there any proof out there that it actually gives liver damage to humans? Could you give me some proof of that? Again, I think there's a lot of bullshit in the world. But anyway. It's a subject to research more, but I'm less concerned of it and all that. But as far as it goes for now, because there's a lot of bullshit. Yeah, but anyway, so the acacia version of cinnamon, actually, the thing that is in the acacia that is said to be dangerous and all that, actually is the thing that makes it taste like cinnamon. So when you buy the so-called natural cinnamon, it doesn't taste as much, and you can really, when you put it in water like that, if you try to buy the two different kinds in powder format and taste it, see if you can see a difference. And I'll tell you, you should be able to taste a big difference. The so-called false cinnamon, the acacia cinnamon, it's much better. Now, there are different products out there in regards to quality and all that. So just be aware of that. It's the so-called real cinnamon doesn't really taste of that much. Now, in regards of those sticks, if you take the acacia sticks, I actually have tried eating them directly. The problem with that is that I'm afraid that I might do a stupid thing and try to swallow it before I actually chew it up. Now, when you begin to chew it up, and I wouldn't actually suggest doing it, but I had to try it out, and it tastes pretty good. It tastes like cinnamon and all that, and you chew it up, and you chew it up, and you chew it up. Don't swallow it, okay? Because you will maybe end up with a thing in your, that wouldn't be good. But the thing is, if you actually begin to chew and chew and chew and chew and chew this cinnamon thing, you get all the good flavors out of it, and at some point you can actually swallow it. It doesn't become like, it's not like a tree where you have these, you chew it more and more and more up, and it doesn't have, splinters or anything like that. But you really have to be careful and think for yourself that you will not swallow, because I have a way of just swallowing things, I'm really quick at swallowing things, and that's probably a problem in regards of, because the digestion, as I understand it, actually starts up here. But I'm kind of pretty quick on that. But in regards of the so-called real cinnamon, or the Ceylon cinnamon, it has like leaves, where it's rounding. So I would think that the chance of actually, if you want to use it like candy, for example, I think the Ceylon cinnamon might be a lot better to not get into an issue where you might actually end up with a thing in your, because you maybe tried to swallow something you shouldn't have tried to swallow because you didn't chew it up, good enough. So you get a stick in your, if you don't chew up the cinnamon, the acacia cinnamon, you could get I think that's a good possibility that you could really get into some kind of trouble, which is not good. We don't want to get into trouble. But the Ceylon is not so thick. the cassia is like 2 or 3 millimeters thick, so again it can be pretty hard. But the Ceylon cinnamon is not. It's very thin, and I have to try it out at some point to see if it's actually possible to maybe use it as a candy, you know, like the gloves here. And again, the more replacement you have for candy, for example, if I'm like, hey, I want some candy, what do? I go to the gloves. Now they might not taste as good and all that. I do understand that. There actually is, by the way, differences of taste a little here and a little there. For example, I tried this one, and this is like you know, without drugs and all that. This is said to be eco. What do you call that? Ecology or whatever? I don't know. You know, in regards of not using any drugs or something like that. I must say, I actually, you know, it's not like I can't eat it, but you know, compared to the other one here that I usually have been eating, this tastes better. But there are some variations of taste and all that in regards of gloves and all that. It's not huge, right? But you know, there's a little here and a little there. Anyway, but if you can just replace the candy with something like that, then you get, you know, phenols, antioxidants, you know, you get a lot of healthy things, and antifungus, antibacterial and all that. And that should help you, you know, to beat the fungi or whatever else you might have. So that's the tips, I guess, from me in regards of what I have found out and figured out down my travel. So, yep, I guess that's all for me, you know. And again, the coconut was actually, it's different for sure, but it's not bad. It's drinkable, but again, I'm sure you could make some pretty good, you know, some pretty good drinks, you know, coconut drinks with essential oils. Again, it's just try things out, right? And just, of course, figure out in regards of if we actually can ingest these different things. But I'm like, you know, instead of if the thing that it's made from is, you know, ingestible, you know, the oil shouldn't be a problem either, right? Just, you know, you could just start slow, right? I would suggest that. Don't do like I do, you know, and just jump into the boat and hope for the best, you know. Start slow. That I would suggest that, absolutely. Start slow, you know. You could start with 1 drop in the coconut thing and go from there, right? See if you can find something that, you know, also is taste-wise pretty good, or whatever, you know, the spearmint or the mint or whatever, you know, that's pretty. I love mint, you know. So yeah, I guess that's all for me. So you know, I think I got all things that I pretty much have of things. Yeah. Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, and my beef is absolutely ready now. That's for sure. Anyway, may Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth in us all. Amen. Have a good one, all of you. Hope you can use some of it and maybe build on it. You know, so we can, you know, help each other even more, and you know, help people overall. I don't think it's actually that difficult. I think that when you first find out totally how to kill this, you know, I think we can actually, you know, reverse it pretty quickly. We, you know, if, you know, tuning it again to, you know, to be able to help people a lot quicker. It's just the thing that we don't know much about the subject, you know, like, you know, just. But I think we can actually, when we know how to do it, it would be not actually that hard, you know, to turn things around quickly for people that have, you know, lived a lifestyle that is not so good. So yeah, you know, lots of sugar and alcohol and the rest of the things, right? Anyway, take care, all of you, and I hope you get rid of whatever you have if you have something, and have a good one. Shalom.